Hello, I am Christine Ann Townsend. I'm in my Master's in Nursing Capstone project. I chose to concentrate my efforts on the 21st century flipped classroom pedagogy to exhibit the comprehensive learning my journey as a Master's in Nursing student has prepared me well to graduate. I am ready to continue my path of excellence as a novice advanced beginner nurse educator alongside my fellow classmates and colleagues to forge professional, competent, caring education and healthcare for our learners, patients, families, communities, and global welfare. My capstone project goal was to get the stakeholders to agree that there is a need for faculty development education before integrating the flipped classroom into the program curriculum and courses. An 8-week asynchronized course is an evidence-based practice way to give faculty a supportive and successful start in wanting to accept the new way of teaching methodology. The first step I had to do was to get the faculty to buy into implementing the flipped classroom into an 8-week course. I wanted to respect the stakeholders. In any project, involving the stakeholders in the process increases engagement, commitment, and success. Also, agreeing to offer the course online to faculty to participate working towards competency of the 21st century teaching methods, strategies, theoretical frameworks with support and guidance demonstrates respecting faculty limited time. Faculty want to learn more, but need a flexibility of online format. Faculty are adult learners. Faculty do want to be part of the interdisciplinary team, and I wanted to be part of the team. So I wanted to respect the team and work from their perspective of being busy, overstressed, and assist with giving a useful tool to improve their present teaching strategies without a lot of change. The two main theoretical frameworks for the flipped classroom are meta-paradigm and adult learning theories. The meta-paradigm is how we see the world using the 4 ways of knowing. Authentic is creative, personal is our gut feelings, ethical is our belief system, and empirical knowing is our evidence-based practice. Wrapped up all these knowings with the Watson caring and the nurse's mega-paradigm of person, health, environment, and nursing, we have a complete package of holistic, healing, patient, and learner-centered caring. The adult learning theories fundamentally encourage motivating, active, and reflective lifelong learning. The adult learner can assess their own strengths and weaknesses and judge the amount of time and difficulty of tasks. Adult learners are self-regulatory of learning with or without guidance. They can read, watch videos, explore new concepts in their own individual space, applying personal learning modalities. When the learners enter the group space of a classroom, online or face-to-face, they can apply, synthesize, and collaborate in a safe environment with quality assistance, time, and tackle the hard tasks with feedback. These skills can be developed through the flipped classroom pedagogy in increments. The learners are responsible for learning to transpire in the flipped classroom. The results in the flipped classroom is the learner builds confidence, maturity, autonomy, and competency through case studies, simulations, and discussions. The shift from passive student to active learner allows the nurse to build resilience, flexibility, and critical thinking to be better prepared to apply the best practices in the day-to-day work of a professional nurse. 21st century flipped classroom pedagogy enhances adult learning to meet all generations, cultures, diversity of students, faculty, and our patients, families, communities, and globally. The project has faculty collaborating, being the student in an 8-week online asynchronized flipping their classrooms together to experience for themselves how the flipped classroom methodology works. My online flipped classroom courses includes all my original teaching tools that I have developed during my master's program in nursing education of Vokies, YouTubes, Animotos, PowerPoint voiceovers like this one, pontoons that are all evidence-based research to flip the classroom 180 degrees. Of course, there are research papers, reference books, multiple ways to learn to meet all learners' preference to be creative and engaging. My desire for my capstone project was to be able to mentor and collaborate with fellow teachers who were from anywhere from novice to advanced teachers who at least wanted to start integrating the flipped classroom into their teaching to improve our critical nursing judgment and respect the diversity of our Bachelor's of Nursing program. Many of our students in the BSN program are from diverse backgrounds who are the first generation to strive for college education. I want to support all people to obtain knowledge, skills, attitude, personal empowerment, and self-respect in education, the healthcare profession, personally and culturally. Guiding and mentoring empowers everyone to improve. I saw the need for education in the healthcare system to shift together to a progressive, holistic care model to improve the health of humanity. I created a Gloucester invitation to invite faculty to an in-person PowerPoint presentation to pursue faculty to join my cause for flipping their school. When getting all of us busy teachers together was not possible, Plan B was I took the PowerPoint presentation, added a voiceover, and placed the PowerPoint presentation with voiceover, the capstone proposal, and peer evaluation onto the Gloucester invitation and emailed it to each of the faculty with a nice introduction, thanking, and a deadline for response. The goal for the capstone was to get feedback on my capstone Canvas course from advanced and wise educators. I designed my course first on a web quest and then moved it to the college's Canvas. This was my first experience in building a course on Canvas as a teacher. I have only been on the student end using Canvas. It was not easy to place a complete 8-week course on Canvas. It took many hours and several weeks doing it on my own. I enjoyed the challenge. Now I can say, I know how to build a course on Canvas as a teacher. One more skill under my belt. The BSN College is a newly accredited program from the Commission Collegiate Nursing Education in 2017. The capstone proposal collaborated with two mentors, the Dean of the BSN School Nursing College and a professor. The Dean, Faculty, Administration, and I wanted to advocate improving the program's matriculation, graduation, and NCLEX passing rates. The college administration evaluated there is a weakness in developing courses integrating the 21st century teaching methodologies, developing courses that the national accreditation organizations recommend as the foundation for all healthcare professionals to synthesize critical nursing judgment, meet nursing competencies, and respects the autonomy of the 21st century education adult learning theory. The dean, professor, and I decided in March of 2018 to meet this weakness by having myself develop a course for faculty about the flipped classroom. The stakeholders that are affected by how healthcare education is disseminated are all inclusive. All of the globe population, from the students, the learners, faculty, administration, governing bodies, patients, families, communities, the interprofessional teams, healthcare systems, the political world, and the ethical domains are all part of why the flipped classroom needs to be implemented in our world. I view that the education of nurses starts with a small drop of water that accumulates to a pond, lake, and flows into the 7 seas that embraces the global population to protect, promote caring, respect, and autonomous cultural proficiency with holistic healing and education. Cultural competency is to acknowledge disparities, and cultural proficiency is taking the organization's power to co-create a healthy, all-encompassing culture. The nursing education, profession, and healthcare organizations are embracing that the new paradigm shift is to meet cultural proficiency, diversity, inclusion, equality, human rights, social fairness, and acknowledging and addressing population vulnerability in the classroom and globally. The flipped classroom is designed to meet the individual at their center being and promoting diversity for the students and faculty to match the current diverse population. The flipped classroom enhances the global nursing competencies by continuing Florence Nightingale's legacy of respecting autonomy, disseminating culture, proficiency, and safe care. This flipped classroom gives students a chance to succeed by offering multiple ways of learning that is cognitive, affective, and psychomotor, learning that fits the learning style best for each learner. To become competent, there is a time in the flipped classroom to receive extra assistance in the class during hands-on interactive activities. The flipped classroom is a way to give students with learning differences a head start. Research significantly reports that the learners stated that the workload is appropriate, motivating, meets the outcomes, and increases student satisfaction from 79% to 91% in the flipped classroom. The present college student's success in passing courses, graduating, passing the NCLEX, and satisfaction with the education is marginal. The college leaders want to meet the governing organization's competencies, standards, and expectations of accreditation. The college needs leadership in implementing current 21st century teaching strategies into the program to enhance nursing students' competency fully and accurately. To support adult learning and education success, the Dean wants the faculty development course to be the first step in the process of flipping the college program. The research supports that the flipped classroom meets governing body standards. Nursing education has come to the realization that health is so complex that pure memorizing will not safely care for the welfare of humanity in the globe. The NCLEX exam has moved from disease-centered concepts to the holistic care of understanding how the body works, symptoms, and pathology, and imploring the nursing process. Nurses need to use all the higher Bloom taxonomy fluently, creatively, and always with evidence. The NCLEX wants the healthcare educator to flip, simulate, collaborate, and take learning and teaching to new innovative heights. NCLEX passing rates declined after the new adult learning, critical thinking, and lifelong learning concepts were applied to the test blueprint. From January 2013 to 14, went from passing rates of about 86% to 74% nationally. One college got real smart, George Gwinnett College. In spring of 2017, the Bachelor's of Science in Nursing graduates achieved a highly converted 100% first-time passing rate for the NCLEX after implementing changes in the curriculum to be concept-based and innovative with flipping the classroom. So we all need to flip. The United States has over 3 million transformational leadership nurses that are being called to be resilient, emotional intelligent, and proficient leaders. We can meet the calling of taking college's missions, visions, values to align the national and international education and healthcare competencies and support implementing the flipped classroom with the existing systems and strategic plans. We can all be transformational nurses leaders that are comfortable collaborating, mentoring, and embracing learning. As transformational leaders, we are the visionaries that transpire caring, evidence-based education, research, and healthcare that does improve outcomes. I wanted to be part of the interdisciplinary team to make a paradigm shift in education by respecting the faculty time and wisdom. I wanted the faculty to embrace the flipped classroom by respecting their present teaching and strategies. The idea was to give them an easy way to implement the flipped classroom method in their present teaching. I wanted to use the present healthy teaching and just add to the faculty's teaching toolbox one modular at a time. I wanted all transformational leaders to be engaged, enthralled, excited, and personally feel the empowerment of flipping the class promotes lifelong enjoyable learning for themselves. The stakeholders of the college agreed through the peer review evaluation form that my faculty flipped classroom course does meet the educational standards of the college strategic plan. The course can assist in improving faculty and student satisfaction, increasing critical judgment, and in time, increase the course, graduation, and NCLEX passing rates. The flipped classroom course outcomes align with the college's missions, values, and philosophy. The course is a 21st century evidence-based, learner-centered flipped classroom online course. The faculty evaluation was invaluable to validate and give credibility that an online course for faculty is a supportive and respectful way for me to be a leader in the teaching community. The next step in the project is to use the feedback to improve the Canvas course, to be able to have the Dean of the school promote faculty to enroll in the course in January 2019 to meet the benchmark project outcomes. Vulnerable people need ethical, competent nurse leaders that are critical thinkers, respectful of diversity, and caring. At any time in our lives, we can be a vulnerable patient. In any moment, a family, community, or part of the globe is in crisis that must have an adult learner healthcare provider who is self-efficient, self-directed, and innovative through the evidence-based practice of patient-centered care to improve the health of all. Patient-centered care nursing competency is when the patient partners with the healthcare team to coordinate ethical, compassionate, evidence-based care, respecting the cultural beliefs, values, and needs safely. Professional nurses must know how to assess, intervene, and advocate to decrease and eliminate healthcare barriers. As a Master Prepared Educator student during the last 6 months of my Master's in Education program, an 8-week course for the faculty to immerse themselves into the flipped classroom pedagogy was created. As the author reflected, the course needed to be in-depth by giving the faculty the true feeling, understanding, and the desire to flip their classrooms. A simple in-service was not going to create a new paradigm. To respect the faculty, the course needed to meet their level of education of master and doctoral prepared educators. The course is an integration of what the author has learned, reflected, synthesized, and evaluated during the journey of becoming a master prepared nurse educator. The course is more than a course, it is a cultural awareness experience. Learning was becoming more than books, technology, and hoping to retain knowledge to regurgitate out for a test. The course is meant to enlighten the educator that they are the learner, the facilitator, and all are equal in the teaching environment. One of my first concerns during the Capstone project was that I was not an employee or faculty stakeholder of the college. I was an outsider. Why would anyone listen to an outsider? Having the original mentor as the dean of the college seemed to make the process easier, but when the dean could not be the mentor, I had to develop a relationship with the mentor the dean provided. I had to take time building alliances and trust with the new mentor. The mentor slowly and methodically opened the communication and trusting relationship with me, the mentee. Meeting the mentor on his domain created a trusting relationship that the professor provided a college Canvas shell to build my course, email faculty to support the project. I got to present my project and finish my capstone. I went from an outsider to an insider as a leader, team collaborator, and trusted colleague. The Flipped Classroom Capstone project allowed me to go beyond the boundaries of education, nursing, and healthcare systems by developing a program that is for teachers to be better educators in a creative, engaging, evidence-based, interprofessional education methodology. I was able to grow deeper as a transformational leader with emotional intelligence by being innovative. I am a master's in nursing educator that is part of the education world of creating, advocating for a paradigm shift, work through ups and downs, and develop solutions to promote success for the vulnerable learners and the public. I am a nurse educator that honors the scope and codes of nursing, works from quality improvement, will maintain my competencies and credentials. As an educator, I am the gatekeeper to competent education. The flipped classroom allows me to provide a step up for all. I am going to continue my self-reflection, self-care, and develop my spirituality to be the best nurse educator for humanity. The flipped classroom is a valid, credible, trustworthy, evidence-based education practice that can be implemented to give a step up for many to advance learning for themselves, each other, families, communities, and the globe. I wanted to make an impact on education that went beyond one small ripple in a creek. I wanted to make a small change that can flow into rivers, lakes, and all the 7 oceans, protect and empower everyone from all cultures, beliefs, levels of social economics, and education stages. And innovation starts out with the foundation of broad outcomes with specific objectives. Along the journey, formative and summative evaluations were implemented to make sure the right path was being forged. As in any good adventure, many changes occurred. My journey was through my Master's in Nursing program, and the final hike in my capstone was worthwhile of my energy, time, and effort. I am returning home with unforgettable memories. I feel I will not be unpacking my bags or dusting off my trail running sneakers quite yet. There is so much more to explore in nursing, education, and globally for me. Hopefully, I'll be offering the Flipped Classroom course to faculty in January 2019, and I am the teacher. Beyond that, I can see a lot going on. I love education.